Hello everyone, it's I MacLord. I have been asked to make a video on the TINDANGLE FTK, so there it is. In this video I'm going to explain how the TINDANGLE FTK works, showcase it, and then explain how we can stop it from existing, maybe. And by we I mean Konami, hopefully. The FTK revolves around the very fair and balanced scale isometric inferno, which has two very relevant effects. The first of which is that it sends any Tindangle card from your deck to the graveyard at the beginning of the duel and sets a Stairs of Mail for free from outside of your deck. Stairs of Mail is a card that asks us to discard a Tindangle card to flip a monster up or down, but you cannot discard another card with the same name, but you can use this effect any amount of times per turn, which is relevant. The second part of the effect is you send one card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and then you get to send two Tindangle cards to your graveyard, which works perfectly with the effect of Tindangle Delone, because if you do not control a monster in your extra monster zone, you get to revive 3 Tindangle monsters in face down defense position, one of which is going to be Tindangle Protector, which you can flip for free with the Stairs of Mail, for a discard, but the Protector then flips your other 2 monsters and searches a bunch of cards. One of these monsters is a giraffe, which serves our FTK enabler in the form of Summoner of Illusion, and the other is Tindangle Intruder, which is going to search another card and be used as material later on. So that's the FTK in a nutshell. Just let me show you how it works. So for this FTK demonstration, it looks like I'll be going first. I'm doing it against an NPC because I abhor FTK as a concept, and I don't want to play FTK decks against other players, especially ones that are not meant to be played in the actual game of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's not fair, that's not balanced or anything, and Konami definitely didn't plan for this. So, we've already opened one of our FTK piece, but we can pretend that we didn't, because I'm not going to record this. At the very beginning of the duel, we're going to send a Tindangle Delone with our skill, which is going to set a Stairs of Mail to our field. Then I can activate the other part of my skill that allows me to just send any card from my hand to Foolish 2 Tindangle monsters. So the ones that you want in your graveyard are Intruder, Protector, and Giraffe. We already have Intruder and Protector in hand, so that's great. I'm going to send the Protector, an Intruder, and a Giraffe. These are the 3 monsters that we are going to revive instantly with the Tindangle Delone. I believe that this is a point at which the FTK can be prevented if DD Crow is activated in response to the Delone. I'm not sure if Delone has to revive all 3 monsters, but you definitely need all 3 in order for the FTK to work, because you're not spending your normal summon on the Tindangle card. At this stage, I'm going to flip the Stairs of Mail. So once again, another potential point to stop the FTK, just destroy this. Stairs of Mail, well, you can't do so going first, but going second. Stairs of Mail is going to discard an Intruder. It's very important that we set up the Intruder in the graveyard, so if we have it, we get rid of it. If we don't have it, we have plenty of opportunities to search it. We're going to flip the Protector face up. Protector activates. This is a point at which the FTK can be stopped by an effect veiler, unless, of course, you have opened one of the many Books of Moon or Eclipse that are present in the deck in order to, stop this from happening, which is super fun. So, we're going to flip the Intruder and the Giraffe. Had we gotten Book of Eclipse, we would have been able to flip the Protector with its own effect as well. Isn't that great? So, Protector is going to get us 2 Tindangle cards. You need to get the dolls, and you need to get different names in order to keep using Stairs of Mail. Because this is a ridiculous card that was designed just to piss me off. Giraffe is going to get us the Summoner of Illusions. Now we already have the Summoner of Illusions, so you can get anything. And Intruder gets us any Tindangle card. Just try to get as many different names as possible. What are we gonna get with this? A Protector. Give me, give me. Fantastic. Then we're gonna put these two level 3 monsters into the rank 3 Nightmare Shark. Now why do we pick Nightmare Shark? It is because it is a rank 3 number monster. That's all you need is a rank 3 number monster in order for this FTK to function. Can be Nightmare Shark, can be Giga Brilliant. Can't think of another rank 3 number monster. But there's plenty of those, I suppose. Now we're gonna set the Summoner of Illusion. Our skill doesn't prevent us from setting it, so that's great. Stairs of Mail is going to pitch a anything but the dolls. I want to get rid of anything but the dolls. We're gonna get rid of the Protector and flip the Summoner of Illusions. Summoner of Illusions, as part of its effect, is going to tribute a Nightmare Shark and then summon a Lyrilisk Independent Nightingale. Hooray! This card is infamous for enabling FTKs even in the TCG. This is going to end up well. The Independent Nightingale is going to activate, burning for a measle 250. That's fine, you know. It's also the point at which you lose if your opponent has an Anewata or something. It doesn't really matter. Now we're gonna Stairs of Mail again. This time we want to pitch the dolls in order to set the Summoner of Illusions. Now why didn't we do that before? It's because Summoner of Illusion checks when it is flipped whether or not it can summon a monster. So if all of your monster zones are full, it's even if it tributes a monster in order to free a zone, it does so as part of the effect. So it is going to see the field. I can't summon anything. It's not going to work. Now you after the Nightingale, you want to do the doll stuff. Dolls is going to revive another Tindangle Intruder, which we can pitch another card with Stairs of Mail. Can pitch the Hound, I guess. Flip the Intruder. It doesn't do anything. But then we can put it together into a Chronomaly Atlantis. This is why we needed a rank 3 number monster, is because Atlantis specifically cares about numbers. So Atlantis is going to get summoned. It is going to equip our Nightmare Shark from the graveyard. And then it is going to send the Nightmare Shark goodbye in order to burn. Now this field is a bit empty and we need to get rid of this. Not empty, that's the opposite, full. So I'm just gonna put these two into a Nightmare Phoenix. I'm gonna put these two cards into Nightmare Phoenix. This is done just to unclog my board. And then the final Stairs of Mail, pitching the last Tindangle card, Summoner of Illusion once again, tributing the Nightmare Phoenix to summon a Windwitch Crystal Bell. Windwitch Crystal Bell. So Crystal Bell has the effect to copy a monster's name and effect of any monster in the graveyard. So we're going to use it to copy our Independent Nightingale. So that's a big thing now. And then it also has the Nightingale effect of burning for a lot of damage based on its level. So it's going to burn for 2000. And that's the end of the game. That's the FTK. Isn't that super fun? That's Duel Links. As you've seen, this FTK is entirely enabled by a single skill, which is Isometric Inferno, which prevents us from normal summoning anything that's not a Tindangle monster, but not setting or flip summoning. So one thing Konami could realistically do to prevent this FTK from happening, that'd be very simple, is just change the skill to exclude flip summons of monsters that are not Tindangles. And sure, that maybe kills some of the deck's combo potential with all the archetypes. I'm thinking Subterrors or Shadows. But that's certainly a better solution in my opinion than like banning this card, which doesn't really do anything anywhere else than in this FTK deck. Like outside of this very specific FTK, what does card do? It can summon Gaia Drake, which I guess is the deck's plan B if the FTK doesn't go through, but the skill is the issue, as with every other problematic thing in Duel Links, that's not exactly the timer, the skill's the issue. And the fact that we have yet another skill that has yet more unforeseen consequences is proof enough that Konami simply, like, mostly gave up on Duel Links. They don't care, they do the bare minimum. At this point, I'm assuming every single error or broken thing that makes it into the game is not done out of like malice or ill intent, but just out of sheer incompetence and uncaring. And that's potentially even worse. That's a KCC starting in a couple of days, and realistically, Konami isn't going to do anything to prevent this FTK from being played in the KCC, which definitely isn't going to be like one of the top tier contender threats that you need to be concerned about. But like, I just don't like FTK decks being playable in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think there's anything fun or interesting about facing them. It's basically a coin flip. You either have the out or you don't. And you would think Konami would have learned this lesson time and time again with all the FTKs that have been playable throughout the game's history, including Duel Links, including the very last FTK that happened just a couple of months ago, but they don't. And that's the reason why I'm like upset at Duel Links, right? It's not like, oh, Meklo is just rage baiting at this point. No, it's this game is like going down the pooper. I'm watching my language for the YouTube ads. And I generally don't get why people keep spending money and like showing that they're okay with the state of the game at the moment. That's kind of what gets to me. Something that Grandaria mentioned when he looked at my video where I complained that Fossil Dig was a selection box exclusive was, well, if there is Konami fuckery, would you rather it happen to an archetypal card or a generic good card? And my answer to this is, I'd rather there be no fuckery at all. I'd rather, you know, Konami actually spend time and resources into making sure that the game is in a healthy state, instead of finding increasingly rather, perverse ways of monetizing it and draining its player base of even more money every passing month, while delivering less and less in terms of like quality and content and balancing in general. So yeah, that's my take on this whole stuff. Is the game and the community deserves better than to be treated as a cash cow that Konami keeps trying to milk, and we as a player base deserve better than this abusive relationship where we keep thinking, oh well, it could be worse, you know? There could be two FTK decks that are super easily playable, or at least they ban imitation, a card that was problematic for years. Or, well, they're gonna take care of this dog shit format eventually, you know? So yeah, this is just another, like, proof that the future of Duel Links is grim. Really, really grim. In the grand scheme of things, this deck doesn't, like, break the game or anything. You know, it's just, oh, look, every 10 games on ladder or so, you're gonna lose to this stupid FTK, and you're gonna bemoan Konami for allowing it to happen in the first place, and yeah, that's the game, unfortunately, that we all choose to play. The thing that's really upsetting with the Duel Links team is that they never learn their lesson, never consider anything. When talking about game designers that do not test their game, that do not play their game, and that create content without making sure that it doesn't, you know, fumble the entire metagame or ecosystem of Duel Links, and everyone else has to suffer for it, basically. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like it. Make sure to comment something nice, a nice fact about life in general would really be appreciated. If you'd like to support me further, you can check out my Ko-fi in the video description, or you can make a one-time donation or a monthly pledge. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my Ko-fi donators in the form of Dingust, Aldishboy0, Jimmy, Zinnia, Yannick, Sile, Marklu, Fortunello16, Orc Price, the Abyss Actor Guru, and Exorcist. Thank you all for the support. For the time being, my relationship with Duel Links is complicated. I did find a deck that I really enjoyed playing though, and it didn't cost me any money to make it. And I guess I'm still a bit coping, the format will get better after the April KCC ban list. If it doesn't though, it will be time to reevaluate my relationship with this game once again. Oh boy. So once again, get ready to see more non-Duel Links content on this channel. And if you'd like any suggestions as to stuff you'd like to see, well, that's what the Ko-fi is for. Thank you all for watching once again, take care everyone, and I will see you all next time.